It seems like every game developer has made Minecraft on YouTube, and this guy right here has said it's a rite of passage. So it's only right if I make Minecraft in 7 days to go viral. I mean, to become a bussin' game developer. And if you have just recently been born or have finally escaped from your uncle's basement,
where you going, kids? Hey, I just want to talk to you.
In Minecraft, players explore a procedurally generated environment where players gather supplies, gather food, and torture villagers to survive. Okay, maybe not really. Hi, my name is Josh. Anyway, let's make Minecraft. First off, I need Steve as a playable character. Let's not waste any time and abduct this baby Steve from the internet because time is money, am I right? I would like to just focus on the first person, so let's just chop his right arm off. Now that's done, I can throw Steve's limb into Unreal and start making Steve playable. So to do that, I need to apply Steve's limb to the first person template. However, as you can see here, he's looking a bit stiff. I can definitely fix this by creating the best animations possible. I think the animations turned out great. You can call me a pro or McPro. Now it's time to make the procedurally generated voxel terrain. Voxel terrain is often a block arranged in a grid and placed precisely using Perlin noise calculations. And let me tell you, I don't know jack poo about it. So let's start off by stealing. I mean, I don't want to sound like a thief, so I'm borrowing information from YouTube. Surprisingly, how it works is pretty simple. The program will give the player coordinates, and depending on where the player moves to, it will calculate when it should spawn and delete chunks. Now, after a few hours, I came up with something like this. You can see how it spawns and deletes, but the terrain is looking a bit dull. So I would like to spice things up. To do that, I grabbed a couple of textures from online. Since there's not much happening, all I need to make right now is the grass material. I used these components to make the grass appear on top and the dirt to appear on bottom. The results are looking great, but the funny thing is my voxel terrain and my earth are looking similar. They're both flat. I need to fix that. Good thing I know a solution. In the Epic Games Store page, there's a plugin called the Fast Perlin Noise Generator. It is a noise generation library that will help it look more like terrain. So let's download it. If I use the 2D noise from a library and add these variables, I'm able to change how the noise affects the terrain. It's starting to look more like terrain, but it needs to be thick. So let's get to it. I need to add the blocks to go along the z-axis. So let's use a for loop component to adjust the depth of the terrain. There's a problem. It's kind of hard to see where the top layer is. I think it's best to add a dirt layer now. So let's get the dirt texture from earlier and apply it. Much better. I can now say it's looking pretty thick. However, in Minecraft, it's not just a solid rock, so it's time to add the cave entrances and tunnels. First off, I'll make the tunnels. It'll tie into the entrances. It might not make sense now, but you'll see later. Trust me. I'm on the home stretch of getting this game done. Let me tell you, I'm exhausted. Before I get finished, make sure you like and subscribe and comment what game you would like for me to make next. I'll start by grabbing the 3D noise and applying it to the terrain. As you can see, the 3D noise carves out the interior and creates the tunnels. How this relates to the entrances is pretty simple. If I use a random range variable before it makes the tunnels, I can make the 3D noise affect the top layer and create the entrances for me. I think we can agree the terrain's looking at least decent. There's a problem though. A big problem. Since I'm a beginner, okay, maybe slightly lazy, guys, I skimped out on my optimization. It's getting to the end of the day, and there's 3 days left, so let's just start on it tomorrow. Good morning, it's roughly 8 AM and it's time to work on my optimization. Last night I thought about it and I think I figured it out. I need to store each block's location. When I do this, I'm able to check if each side of a block is covered. This will let the program know when to spawn and despawn blocks. You can see here, it has thankfully worked. Since my computer doesn't need to be on a ventilator anymore, I can move on to the final touches, which are the trees. But before I do that, I see it's missing the stone texture. Now it looks less boring. So let's move on to what I was about to do. I will implement the trees by getting the terrain surface layer and letting the program randomly choose what blocks the trees should spawn on. I can finally say the terrain's done. Let's not point out all the issues. I know there's some, but even this trash, it's good trash. let's just brush that aside because we still need to figure out how to remove and place blocks. So let's get to that. So to fix that, I know I need a line trace node. Whenever a player left clicks, it will cast a line trace and give a hit location, but that apparently is not enough to get what I want to work. It took more hours, I would like to admit, but I figured it out. I was also needing another node to return a line trace towards the player. This will give a location to place the block. Finally, I got it working, but there's no way to remove them. So I would like to find a way. I think it would be pretty similar, so let's copy and paste, and just like that, we're done. Just joking, but from what it looks like, all I really need to do now is give an instant index from a hit result and place it into the remove instance. Since all that's done, I think this would be the perfect time to add an inventory. It's not really Minecraft without it. It's day 7 and I need to hurry up and get this game done pronto. I can't start on the functionality just yet because we still need to make the UI. So let's give a Minecraft toolbar art and use my amazing barring skills and plop that bad boy in there. There needs to be a way to select the different slots in the toolbar. So I came up with something like this. I was able to get this by assigning the slots different numbers and allowing the mouse to affect what slot is selected by scrolling. That's looking good. Now there should be a way to add and remove blocks from it. To test the features that I plan on implementing, I think I should place some new blocks into the toolbar. I got the new blocks into the toolbar with a starting amount. First, I can make the remove block feature. This feature gets the block name and finds it in the player inventory and gets the block's quantity amount and removes one from the total amount of blocks. So now if I place a block, it now removes it from the inventory. Finally, to adding a block to the toolbar, let's make it where the function gets the block name and tries to find a name like that in the toolbar. And if there is a name, it will add one to the quantity, and if there isn't, it will place the new block into the toolbar. As you can see, the inventory is now complete, kind of. And a matter of fact, I'm done making Minecraft in 7 days. I won't say it's because I gave up, but because it's been 7 days. So thank you for watching, and again, like, subscribe, and comment on what game I should make next.